Have you heard of that before? Yeah. What's it similar to? Do you know? There's something else that goes with the normal. Begins with a T. I think you know. I'm sure you know. Do you know the tangent? Tangent. So what's the relationship between normal and tangent? Anybody know? Yeah, what's the word? Not reverse. I'll draw it for you, okay? So, there's my curve. What's special about the tangent? It touches how many times? Once, yeah, okay. So maybe something like that. So what's the normal? That's the tangent. Which one's the normal? I'll draw it in blue. No? Nobody? Tired? Shy? Don't know? Okay, well I think you'll be not surprised when I show you. This one here is the normal. It's perpendicular to the tangent. Yeah? Now, in the tangent, the way we get the m, the slope, is by finding dy dx. Okay, so let's do that here. Y equals x cubed minus 10x. So what does m equal? It equals dy dx, which equals 3x squared minus 10. And what did they tell us the x is in the question? They tell us the x is 2. Yeah. So this will be, let me see, 3 times 4 is 12. 12 minus 10 is 2. But that's the m for this line. What's the m for this line? It's not 2, obviously, because it's a different line. But because it's perpendicular, you can actually know what the m is here. Does anybody know what it is? Very good, minus 1 over 2. Yeah? So now we have y equals mx plus c. So lastly, how do I get the c? Yeah, insert the 2 minus 2. So we get minus 2 equals minus 1 plus c. So c equals minus 1. So we have our answer. Y equals minus a half x minus 1. Okay. Now there's still more to do, but I'll give you a minute to write this down. This is part 1. Do you want to write this down? Did you all submit your coursework? And were you happy with it at the end? Okay. Got that? Yeah. Next one. So the next one, if I scroll down here, is to differentiate y equals log 8x plus 3. Now, What rule do I need here? No, a lot of people say product because they see two things, but it's not actually the product one. Good try though. Good try. There's some other rule to use.
I think the rule of matrix and...
Yeah, what's the name of the rule? I want the name first, so you can, I know you know your words. It's not product rule. It's not quotient rule. There's only one left. Chain rule, yeah. So the way the chain rule works, do you think you know it at the back there? What were you going to say to do? Yeah. No, okay. What you do is, first you differentiate the outside. There's two parts to this. There's what's called an outside and an inside. So what's the derivative of log? Log x, what's the derivative? Does anybody know? Log x, its derivative? I'm sure you, that's it, yes. It's 1 over x. It's 1 over x. So here, it'd be 1 over 8x plus 3. Okay. Now, with the chain rule, there's an extra step. You have to multiply by the inside derivative. So what's the derivative of 8x plus 3? 8. And that's the answer then. You see, it's only 2 marks. You don't look happy with this. Why unhappy? Are you sure?
No,
okay.
Nature.
What's the problem? Which part? Yeah, this is how the chain rule works. If I just go to the side. So the way the chain rule works, you have two functions. You have an outside function and an inside function. Okay, so like for example, you could have sine of x squared. Or, e of sine x. So what you do, to get the derivative, using the chain rule, you differentiate the outside, and then you multiply your answer by the inside derivative. Now, this rule is in the formula book, but it's written using different letters. I use outside, inside, but I think in the formula book it's probably written something like this: y equals u v, something like this. And the rule, I think they have it as du, dv, dv, dx. Is that how they have it in the formula book? Yeah. But it's not exactly clear. Okay, no, it is clear, but I just think this is a little bit easier to have in your head, outside, inside. So it's derivative outside times derivative inside.
I want to ask about this. Will they give us the marks for the U and V on?
If you write this, you get the full marks. Now the problem is only if you get the answer wrong. So if you get the answer wrong, then you get no marks because you don't have any work to, you know what I mean? So like if you did the U and the V but then got the answer wrong, and this question you see is 2 marks, what will probably happen is you'll get 0 marks here, but you might get 1 mark for this. So it depends how risky you want to be. Obviously you save time by just going directly to the answer, but then obviously you have a risk of getting no marks. But my experience is the exam is tight. There's a lot to do in the time. You know what I mean? Like a lot of students really will be working continuously hard for the full exam time, So I kind of think, yeah, maybe you want to, here and there, save a minute or two by, just, like in this case, directly going to the answer if it's possible. It's your personal preference, how risky you want to be, Well, what's your preference, risk or no risk?
Risk.
Huh?
Risk.
Risk? Yeah, why not? Okay. Will we do the next one? Yep. So we have minus 3x squared plus xy squared plus 4y equals 9. And we want the derivative here. Now this is a special type of derivative. I wonder if anyone knows which lesson this came from. It's the lesson that has you differentiate in x's and y's, not just x's. I believe it's the fourth lesson in your book, I think. Does anyone remember implicit derivatives? Yeah? No? No, you look like you don't remember. Do you remember implicit?
I remember the general idea.
Yeah, could anyone give me the key concept? What's the key idea with implicit?
The always was by
A little bit more than that. I would say a bit more than that. So the key idea with implicit is when you differentiate a y, you do the same rule as if it was an x, but you multiply the answer by dy dx. So, for example, just before I start this one, what's the derivative of x squared? Well, that's obvious, it's 2x. What's the derivative of y squared? That's nearly as easy. It's 2y dy dx. You see, that's the extra thing you have to do because it's a y. You get the idea? This is the implicit idea. So, let's differentiate this. What's the derivative of minus 3x squared? Well, that's minus 6x. Now, this is a product rule because you are multiplying x and y squared. So, firstly, what's the derivative of x? Well, be careful. Derivative of x, just x. 1. Y squared. Plus x. And what's the derivative of y squared? Dy dx. What's the derivative of 4y? Good. And the derivative of 9? 0. Now, here I have a 2xy and a 4. I can take that out. Dy dx. Yeah? Now these two, I'll take them to the right. So I'll get 6x minus y squared. And finally, I'll divide. So I have 6x minus y squared over 2xy plus 4. And you see in the question I give you x and y, you see it says 1, 2. So this will be, let me see, 6 minus 4 is 2. 4 plus 4 is 8. So the answer is 1 over 4. Now that's actually really, really good for 6 marks. It's really good for 6 marks actually. It's a lot. Okay, you probably want to write that down. Okay. Is that okay? Yeah. Now, I'll do another one, but I think it's not a bad idea if I just give you a minute to try it. It's another normal one where you have to find the normal. So I'll write it on the board here. Do you all have that? So the next one is y equals 2x cubed minus 2x plus 1. And I want the normal at a half, a quarter. So it's just like my first example, okay? Can I just give you 3 minutes to try this one, please? I think you can give it a good go. Yeah, it's just the one at the top there. You could even look back at my first example if you need to. Okay, I see a couple of people finished. Let's see if we can get this together. So the m for the tangent, that's equal to 6x squared minus 2. But then the x here is a half, so that's 6 over 4 minus 2. 6 over 4 minus minus a half, thank you. So then what does that make the m for the normal? That's for the tangent, but for the normal? It's 2, very good. Yeah. So you have y equals 2x plus c. I use my point. So I get a quarter equals 2 times a half plus c. Yeah? So I get a quarter equals 1 plus c. So c equals minus 3/4. Yeah? So I get y equals 2x minus 3/4. Did you get that? You don't look happy. You look so sad, in fact. I might have made a mistake. A quarter minus 1 is minus 3/4, isn't it? Yeah. What did you get?
Negative sign. asking for the negative from the beginning.
From the beginning? Which part?
This is, y equal to, oh, sorry. I know y is equal to 2x plus 1. I don't know what that is.
Ah, here.
At the beginning.
Oh, here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you wrote down the wrong question. Ah, but that's always going to be a problem. What about you two? I forgot to flip it. You're the same. How'd it go for you?
Same. I forgot to flip it.
Ah, and you?
Okay.
You all forgot to change the M. Amazing, amazing. All right, let's have a look at the next one then. Can I scroll down? Sorry, do you all have this? No, okay. Okay. We'll have a look at the next one now. Y equals x cubed log x. So, who can tell me what rule I need here? Y equals x cubed log x. What rule do I need? Not quotient. Not chain. Leaves us at only the product. So, what's the product rule here? First, you differentiate x cubed. What's the derivative of x cubed? X cubed's derivative? 3x squared log x plus x cubed, and then you differentiate log x. What's that? 1 over x. Now, in this question, they tell us what x is. What's x here? It says it's 1. So this will be 3 times 1 squared times log 1 plus 1 cubed times 1 over 1, which equals 1 when you type it in. And, you know, that's not actually bad for 4 marks. Okay.
How can you tell which rule to use when?
Yeah, because you might be thinking perhaps the chain rule is needed here. So, can I scroll to the side for a moment? Yeah. I think firstly, the easiest one to spot is the quotient rule, which if you just simply see a fraction, then away you go, it's the quotient rule. So, you know, sin x over x or whatever. So I hope that one's okay to see. But then the real one is, how do you know if it's a product rule or how do you know if it's a chain rule? So if I was to look at these two examples, they look pretty similar. If I wrote down x squared sine x and sine x squared, one of them's the product and one of them's the chain. Which one here is actually the product and which one's the chain? So which one's the product? Left or right? And the chain is the one on the right. Yeah? Now why though? Why are we saying that this one here is the product rule and not the chain rule? Not this, because this has a square as well.
On the right is on the corner.
On the right as well?
On the corner of sign.
It's the what sign?
The corner. Like this.
The corner? I think you have the wrong word, but I think I know what you're saying. Yeah, but basically, it's this. If it's the product rule, you should be able to say where the multiplication is. So here I can say the multiplication is exactly here. It's x squared times sine x. But here you don't say sine times x squared, because you can't have a sine by itself. In fact, here you're saying sine of x squared. So because of this, it makes it a chain rule. And because of this, it makes it a product rule. I don't know if that helps you at all.
A little bit.
A little bit. I do. It's a question I get a lot from students. Is the difference between product and chain, because it looks so similar. The question. Yeah. What word were you trying to say? I don't. Corner.
On the right is like the sine of 60 square.
Yeah. Okay. So what word did you want?
The degree of
The angle?
the angle.
Angle and corner are very different. Oh, corner, because
Yeah.
I understand now.
No, because I just translated it from.
Yeah, no, I get it now. I get it. So you're saying corner, I was thinking like the room. I don't understand. Yes, angle, corner, yeah, I get it now. Okay. Can I continue? Yeah. I think that previous one is done. So let's go down. Okay, the next one now. Y equals 8ekx. And we want to find k. Come on. Find k if x equals a half, y equals 24. Right. So, how can I find the k? I wrote x again. Japers. And I said find k twice. Find k if x is a half and y is 24. So what should I do? Yeah, what did you say? Yeah, make k the subject. Yeah. Now before I make k the subject though, I should substitute the x and the y. Okay, so we have 24 equals 8e a half k. Are we all happy with that? Okay. Now, what should I do next? My next step. Before that, actually, there's something before that. Divide by 8. So 24 divided by 8 is 3. And 8 divided by 8 is 1. Okay, now what's next? Yeah. ln. Okay, so what happens on the right? It becomes a half k. Yeah, because these two cancel. And here is log 3. So what's next? Should multiply by 2. So I get k equals 2 log 3. But there's a problem, because the question says the answer you're supposed to get is log 9. So there must be some step left I didn't do. What is the next step? It's using one of the rules of logs. No? Yeah. For logs, you're allowed to bring this number up or down. It can move like this. So this becomes this becomes log 3 power 2, which of course is log 9. Yeah? So y equals 8e log 9 x. if that's the case. You have a question at the back.
Yeah, just, is it okay if someone take the ln of the 3, they multiply it by 2, or is that different?
On the calculator,
Yeah?
the problem is the question actually said, show that the answer is log 9.
Mm.
So this is the problem. If it didn't say that, then you could do this. But they said it, so we have to do this. Okay. Do you have that? Can we do the next part? The next part I think is okay. It says find the y when x is 2. So all I have to do is just make x 2. Oh goodness. $672, is it? You're going to really need to help me out here. 672 is what I got in my head, but I'd be so amazed if that was right. No, it's 652, is it? Just be careful with the brackets, you do need the brackets. Now if your answer is different, that means I did this wrong in my head, which was to be expected. So what did you get?
I got 648.
Ah, pain, so close. 648. Okay. I was off by 4.
Okay, you can just,
Problems over there? Yeah? Can I see what you have typed in? Okay. Oh, you might need a multiply. Yeah, have a look at how I typed that in. Alright, can we do the last part here? So the last part is if y equals 8e log 9x, what's dy dx? Now, who knows the rule for differentiating something like e kx? What way does the derivative work here? What do we do? Part 3, we finished part 2. Yeah. K e to the power of kx, yeah. You just, the derivative, you just bring the k down in front. So here, the derivative will be 8 log 9 times e log 9 times x. And what did I say the x is here? 1.4. So on the calculator, you'll need to type this in. I'll write it how you should type it. 8 times log 9 times e power log 9 times 1.4. And then you can tell me what you get here. Three 0.98, so 381 then. Okay, got that? Right, let's have a look at the next one now. The next one's a little bit too big to do in 5 minutes. Could I give you some questions to try for next week? Because we've done product and quotient and chain rule and implicit and these ones and also ones like this. I would love for you to do some questions on page 23 and 24 for practice. Now, just before we finish, just to help you a little bit, I just want to do the first part on page 23. And I think we'll just do this one together. So what you've got is, you've got a shape like this, where this side is y, this side is 2x, and this one here is x. And what they want is y in terms of x. And the other piece of information that they give you is that the perimeter is 40 centimeters. Now, what's the perimeter? What's that? Perimeter of a shape. Just generally, the idea, what does perimeter mean? You know?
I mean, like the area, the outside, that's whatever circles something, the perimeter.
It's the outside part, isn't it? Yeah. It's the length of the boundary, like the length of the wall, nearly. How much fence is around it. So in this one here, let's work out the perimeter. So let's start with this side. How big is this side? This side is the same as this side, which is y. Plus, next, 2x plus y. Now be careful. Half circle. What's the perimeter?
All square.
Oh, you're thinking of the other formula. So if I have a circle and its radius is r, then for a full circle it's 2 pi r. And so for half a circle, it'd be pi r. So this one here would be pi x. And that should equal 40. Therefore, 2y plus 2 plus pi x should equal 40. So that means 2y should equal 40 minus 2 plus pi x. So finally, y should equal 40 over 2 minus 2 plus pi over 2 x. Okay, did you write that down? So that answers the first part. I think I'll let you try the rest of it for homework now that we have a start on it. So the next part is to get the area. You may have to look up formulas online if you've forgotten them, but that's okay. Alright, let's see. Yeah, there isn't really time to do this one now. What class have you got next? That stinks. 2 hours?
Yeah.
That's twice as bad as 1 hour. Okay, why don't you just finish up there and enjoy your biology double. Tell Colin I say hello.